Hi you guys, welcome back to the Lemon Abroad. Hi everyone, it's Greer. Welcome back to the Lemon Abroad. First, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would really appreciate it if you could. It really helps my channel grow. Today I'm at home in Palermo because it is November 1st. It is All Saints Day, which means that many things across Italy are closed to commemorate the holiday. It's also a very interesting day because yesterday was Halloween and tomorrow is All Souls Day, which is another Catholic holiday, and here in Italy it's called Festa dei Morti. So Festa dei Morti is a very important holiday for Sicilian people, especially people in Palermo. So the way that my friends from Palermo have recounted it to me is that there are two traditions that occur on this holiday. The first tradition is that it's said that the deceased family members on the night before Festa dei Morti leave their grave and they come visit their family members in their homes. And this is represented by, in the morning, children will find small sweets or small gifts in their home that are from their deceased relatives. I think this is such a lovely tradition and such a lovely commemoration for the departed. So one of the gifts that children might receive is something called a Frutta di Martorana. And the Frutta di Martorana you start seeing around this time of year. And what they are is a cookie or a treat made of almond paste and sugar. And they're made to look like fruits and vegetables, mostly that are typical of Sicilian agriculture. So you'll see cactus, like fichi d'India. You'll see clementines, fiki, figs. I've even seen watermelon slices, and they look so lifelike and real. Okay, let me go get one. Okay, so this is the frutta that I bought yesterday, and it's a pear. It's so lovely and it's so lifelike. I only got one because they're actually kind of expensive. They're really considered to be a special thing. You don't actually even have to eat the whole thing at once. I may have tried it before, but I don't remember how it tasted or if I liked it. I'll try this one, but yes, basically it's similar to marzipan, the idea behind marzipan, but again, I'm not an expert for sure. Okay, so I just cut into it. I just love them because I think they're so beautiful and cute and lifelike. So I just cut into it so you can see the inside. Yeah, it's just like a marzipan type texture, and it's just almond paste, I think, and sugar. So let's see. Okay. It's actually really nice. It's not super sweet. It tastes really good, but like I said, it's not something that I want to eat this whole thing right now. It's just you cut a small piece and eat it, and you can keep it. I've seen people, kind of break off a piece for dessert for a few days. Okay, it's really yummy. I'm having another piece. Frutta di Martorana is one of the traditional treats that you see a lot. Now you also see a specific type of cookie. For example, when I went into the pasticceria last night, when I was looking for all of these treats, I found a few different types of cookie that you specifically see at this time of the year. One of them is the taralli. It's like a white cookie, just a normal cookie, and it's glazed. It's a cookie that I grew up eating, just in a different kind of form, because of course the recipe that we used was handed down from grandparents and great-grandparents who came from Sicily. But it was really a magical moment for me when I discovered that these cookies were the same cookies I had been eating growing up. What's interesting though is that we typically make these cookies around Christmas, and it wasn't until I moved here and I saw the cookies in the bakery here that I learned that these types of cookies are traditional around this Festa dei Morti period specifically. And like I said, when I went to the bakeries last night, I saw hundreds of these cookies that were being made because people were coming in specifically to buy these cookies. The other kind is tetù, which I grew up calling tutus. I think it just is kind of how it got passed down. And we have a recipe that of course has its own variations, as I imagine most family recipes do. Okay, so yesterday I went and I picked up some tetù. So here they are. Now, the first thing to realize about these is that they are huge. They taste pretty similar to the cookies that we make. So we also put this like sugar glaze on top, but this one, the way we make the cookies, it's a lot smaller. They're really, really yummy. And yeah, I was super happy to discover these here. Okay, so let me taste one. Okay, so they're really soft to break apart. Really yummy. These are actually some of the lightest tetù I've had in Italy. I've had them be really dense before as well. Like that bowl was heavy. They have like the sugar glaze on top, and these ones just melt. This is really yummy, but it's definitely like a spiced cocoa flavor cookie, and what could be better? Another tradition in Sicily is that on the actual day of Festa dei Morti, people will go to the cemeteries and visit their deceased relatives and maybe bring them something as well. I think that both of these traditions are so beautiful and so lovely, and such a remembrance of the deceased, and reminding them and reminding us of their importance in our lives. So all of this occurs on November 2nd, which is Festa dei Morti. Now, this is not a national holiday, but I have found out that it kind of is in Palermo, so much so that while children don't have the day off of school, I may find tomorrow that other businesses will be closed. People in my driving school asked if we would even have lessons on that day, because it is such a big deal here, and it is a tradition that is very deeply rooted in the people who live here. Some people are afraid, though, that the younger generations are losing this tradition to Halloween, and that Halloween is kind of superseding the traditional holiday of celebrating Festa dei Morti. Now, I was out on Saturday night. I didn't go out in the other nights, but already I saw people dressed up for Halloween, going out in costumes, having fun. I also know that younger generations are starting to celebrate Halloween more, and it's in the vocabulary, so much so that they already have an Italian word for it. In Italian, trick or treat is called dolcetto o scherzetto, so like a little treat or a little joke. You know, as younger children, and even my generation, grew up watching American films, seeing Halloween, and wanting to participate in it as well. What I've heard from friends of mine who have children, or also of my age, are saying that it is becoming more and more part of the culture. Maybe it wouldn't have been such a contentious thing if it wasn't so close together. So for example, if there was Halloween and then 6 months later there was Festa dei Morti, but because the two are only separated by one day in between them, they're getting more wrapped up in each other and confused. So for example, children, you know, want to celebrate Halloween. I even saw people out with little like baskets. I don't know where they were actually, if they were actually trick-or-treating, but you see it really becoming a commercial thing here. I think that that's where you see some people being very resistant to Halloween celebrations. What I think I see more and more people doing, what I've learned from among my friends here, is that you can celebrate both. So you can have a costume, go out for Halloween and celebrate on Halloween, or you know, the weekend before. And then on Festa dei Morti, you can have lunch with your family. You can go to the cemetery and do those things. I do think that there can be a balance. I know this sounds kind of dramatic, but it is kind of a dramatic thing here. Maybe some people don't really think about it, but I do think that there are people who are very concerned about Halloween taking over, and the younger generation, you know, people who are children now, losing sight of the significance of Festa dei Morti. I hope that you've enjoyed learning about the different holidays that we've been celebrating in Sicily in these days. I definitely have. It's definitely been some new experiences for me. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Ciao!